Hello to you. Welcome to PK's Lockdown Live. Number 3, third time's a charm. We had technical issues last week, started 25 minutes late. This week we are on time, absolutely bang on time, but sound complications. Ironically, this episode is themed on sound in so many ways. We'll be telling you the truth about the history behind the walkie-talkie. Yes, as never before discovered, I've been doing some research and you're going to love what I discovered. You may well be aware that in France they don't call it a walkie-talkie. What do they call it in France? Tell me on the chat. What do they call these in France? Someone tell me. Jingle bells. No, they don't call it jingle bells. Oh, that's the previous question. I've realised that now. What do they call these in France? They don't call them walkie-talkies. They don't call them le walkie-talkies. They call them 10 points to the first person who gets it. Come on, because we're going to have a quiz. There is going to be a quiz to come. Let's have a quick look at the schedule. There you go. That's the schedule for this week. We're going to have the hellos, the hullos, the hillos. I don't know why there's a different spelling for each of those. We're on to the brief quiz, right? What do they call these en français? Okay. Anyone got it? Oh, David Harrison's here. Peter Humphrey Cooper's here. Lovely. Stephen Anderson. Mel O'Sullivan. Hello, Mel. How are you? Anyone know what they call these in France? Either the chat is frozen or you've all got very stuck on talking about jingle bells, but which is very possible. So anyone know? Anyone know what these are called? If you, by the way, if you are watching on a TV and therefore your chat thing may be disabled, you can always log in on a different device and do the YouTube thing. And I will want to know as well if YouTube Live is still suiting you, because Facebook Live is still an option. We did that for week 1. What I'm tempted to do is actually alternate. So I think next week might do Facebook Live and then back here the week after. So if you're a YouTube person, you go, I can't do Facebook, which some of you have said, then in theory, every other week we'll be able to do it. So yeah, these messages are out of date now saying we can't hear you. Parley, talkie, says Poppy Burgess. Talkie, bonjour, says Peter Humphrey. Oh, I see what Andrew W said. Oh, he, ho, he. I see that's the hello kind of thing. Well, I mean, you may be right. Poppy Burgess sounds very confident with talkie. A talkie-walkie is what I heard these were called. We'll find out more about the surprising history in time. We've got the song coming up. We're going to have a brief quiz as well very shortly, because pub quizzes are all the rage nowadays. Well, Andrew Jervis, talkie-walkies, well done. Hazel prefers Facebook. Good to know. I think we're going to do Facebook Live next week and then alternate. So this is week 3. From here on, the odd numbers will be on YouTube. The evens will be on Facebook Live. Time for a bit of blues. So the quiz, right? Here is your starter for 10, right? I want your fingers on buzzers, fingers on the chat thing, okay? First, I'm just going to give you 3 questions, okay? The first question is quite straightforward, and it's simply this, right? I've lost the quiz. It's no good, is it? Right, it's simply this, right? I think I remember it. Here we go. Sergeant, nurse, and teacher are the first 3 what? That's your opening question. It's going to be a 3-question quiz. Sergeant, nurse, and teacher are the first 3 what? And a bonus point if you can name what's 4th in the sequence. It's like Only Connect on the telly. Fine quiz that. Sergeant, nurse, and teacher, first 3 what? Andrew W says green onions. That's not the correct answer to the quiz, but that is the correct answer to the song I was playing. So well done. That was for you. Sergeant, nurse, and teacher are the first 3 what? That's question 1. Jules Bland, talkie-walkie. Well done again. Well done, little fuzzy blue alien. 10 points to you. Carry on films. Very good indeed. That is the correct answer. Anyone know what's 4th in the sequence? Sergeant, nurse, and teacher are the correct answers. 4th in the sequence. I'll save. There's a minute time delay on this, something. So I'll tell you to save our patience. Constable. That would have been 4th. Right. Question number 2. Which question should we have? Let's have this one. How many combined number 1 singles were achieved by R.E.M., Led Zeppelin, and Mr. Blobby? Okay. Combined number 1 singles. R.E.M., Led Zepp, and Mr. Blobby. How many singles between them made it to number 1? What do you think is the answer? Lots of people saying carry on films now. Well done you. This is like that T. Ronnie sketch, isn't it? Where the questions are being answered one question before because of the time lag, which may come back later. Andrew W says regardless. Again, that was the 4th carry on film. I'm starting to realise that obviously asking quiz questions with that long time delay does become problematic. We may use this in future weeks. What's the answer to the question? How many number one singles combined? Of course, Andrew W, Matthew McManus, you both got it. It's one. Andrew Jebs, well, it's one. Kirsty Pugh says 500. They didn't release that many singles. No, Mr. Blobby was the only one to get to number one. REM, Led Zeppelin, never had a number one. Isn't that amazing? Right, your third and final question for the quiz this week is what's the history of the talkie-walkie? The walkie-talkie. Right, I'll tell you. The surprising history of the walkie-talkie. It's very surprising, and it's also not true, for which read I've written a joke about it. So, the walkie-talkie, we might think of, well, you walk and you talk. Yes, and of course in France, they talk and they walk. That's why they have it the other way around. But in fact, the surprising truth of the walkie-talkie is that it was actually originally called the Walkin, and it was actually invented by Christopher Walken and J.R.R. Tolkien, who were very close friends, and they wanted a way to communicate when they're either on set in Hollywood or writing books in his home in Paris, which is where J.R.R. Tolkien lived for the purposes of this. And I've actually got here, this is the actual, we got a live link up via these walkie-talkies to the original Walkin. This is true. It's a true story that I invented. So this is Christopher Walken and J.R.R. Tolkien, the very first conversation on the Walkin, which we now know as the walkie-talkie. So here it is. This is it here. Okay, listen carefully. Listen very carefully. Okay, ready? Right. Here we go.
Sound like
Here we go. This is it. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Right. Here we go. It's worth the wait. Here we go.
Hey, J.R.R.R. It's Christopher Walken here. I know this device makes me sound like a bad caricature. I just wanted to keep in touch, old friend to old friend, actor to fantasy writer. Over. Christopher, it's J.R.R. here, or as I call myself, These are fine devices we've invented, you and I. How's the villainous filmmaking going? Over? Well, they need more cowbell, but it's been going great. How's the writing going? Over. Oh, yes, it's becoming quite a habit. Oh, nearly gave the game away there. Hey, Christopher, we should market this invention. Over. You know what? J.R.R.R. We should name it after us. A Christopher J.R.R. No, wait. A Walkie-Talkie. Over. Well, it was my idea, so we call it a Walkin. My name first. Over. Hey, I did a lot of the development. It's a Walkie-Talkie, okay? Or our friendship is over. I tell you, by the power of Sauron, it's a Walkin. I'm rushing straight to the patent office tomorrow here in Paris. Over. Well, yeah, but you're in Paris. You'll have to go to the French patent office. Over. Fine, I will. You go to the US and the UK patent office and call it a Walkin-Talkie. I'll go to the French one and call it a Walkin. Well, these stretch quite a long way, don't they? Hollywood's to Paris, but, over. Hey, whatever. The Walkie-Talkie is born. Some may call it a walkie-talkie, but we know the truth. Yeah, over and out.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the truth. That's why it's called a Walkie-Talkie. In fact, as you can tell, I've got myself the one and only Walkie-Talkie living doll. There we go. That was worth it. Thanks for your love and support. Now, obviously, what's different here is that you can't hear the live response from an audience, but you can hear me leaning on a keyboard. So that is good news. So, thank you much indeed. Now, we have what's left on the schedule. That was the truth behind the walkie-talkies. We've got a phone call coming up, very exciting, in a moment. We haven't done the song yet. We've got to do the song first. Right, so if you haven't been here in previous weeks, we like to do a sort of a house song, right? And it's personalised. It's all about you. And in the last couple of weeks, we've done it to the tune of Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire. Long list of names. And the idea was going to keep doing that one until we finish the song, which involved getting enough people commenting and chatting, because I'm including the names from the chat. If you want to get involved, by the way, and haven't chatted yet, do that, and your name will appear in the song. But it's quite a long song, and it's difficult to get that going. And also, I don't want to do the same song every week. So, over to you, good people. What would you like the opening song to be? You can choose and then we'll pick a suggestion from your list. The way it works, if you've not been here before, is I'll suggest that you open a separate tab on at the bar or in your YouTube, your web browser thing. I'll give you the link. We're going to find a karaoke version of that song, and then we can all have a sing along to it. And the reason I do that is because I can't use other songs for copyright reasons. So I've got my earphones. I will be listening in to various things. And I've just realised I put the earphones on. I can hear the time delay of myself. That's a bit annoying for many reasons. So what would you like the opening song to be? Andrew W. would like Hotel California. Hazel Southern would like Staying Alive. That's apt, I suppose, for the current climate. Becky Evans says The Sound Has Gone. Or is that the name of the song? Can the rest of you hear us, or is it just Becky who can't hear us? Because obviously we have had sound issues until now. Matthew Manis like the Tetris music. Can someone else just say you can hear me? That would be a marvellous thing, just for my own peace of mind. Backstreet Boys, As Long As You Love Me. Ryan Cooper says, please mention my son Jovi and wife Hayley. Hello to Jovi and to Hayley. Very nice. You can be in the song as well if I remember to get to that point. Old MacDonald had a farm, says Janet Wilson. Mark says, I still have sound. Good news. Thank you for that. Blobby, Blobby, Blobby. Oh, yeah, we should do the Mr. Blobby song because that was referenced in the quiz, wasn't it? I tell you what, I think we have the one. Paul Arnold suggests Mr. Blobby. I think that's what we do. So here's what I'm going to do. Is open up. I mean, I don't know. I'm almost literally driving people away from this channel. If you would like to get people involved in the YouTube thing of a lifetime, get them to tune into this now. Text them, say, come on, you've got to listen. We're going to have a personalised, your names will be in this song, and it's Mr. Blobby's song, karaoke version. Here we go. Mr. Blobby, karaoke, Blobby, Blobby, Blobby. Is it this one? It must be this one. Okay. I mean, there's karaoke versions of every song. The Blobby one is a bit unusual, to be honest, but I think this must be it. Let me have a listen to this. Nighttime Wanderer. I think this is it. Okay, let me just have a little go here. If it is, that's awful. I don't. You know what? I was going to sing that one for you, but I don't know how it goes. It starts ignition liftoff. We're not doing that one. Let's do Walking on Sunshine. That's a nice one. That's the first one I saw next. Let's do Walking on Sunshine. Right, I'm going to find you the karaoke version of Walkin on Sunshine. Hey, you like a bit of that? Walkin, that guy, Walkin on. The jokes write themselves. I wish they did. Right, Walking on Sunshine. This is going to be your personalised song for this week. The karaoke version we are choosing will be in the chat any second. You click on that. And here we go, right. Walking on Sunshine. Christopher Walken on Sunshine. That is going to be the song. So there you go. The link's in the chat. You can click on that and then click on it now. Get past any adverts if you can and then get onto 000, right? If you can't open the link, if you're not in the chat thing, if you're on a separate device, you just Google or just look on YouTube for Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine karaoke version. It's the version by Sing King, okay? It's posted by Sing King. It's 4 minutes and 24 seconds long. It's had 278,997 views until you go clicking on it, and it's going to add up a few more. Walking on Sunshine karaoke. Have I given you all enough time to find it? And then we'll do a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we will. There's lots of other great suggestions here. Barks Christmas oratorio. A future week we'll do that one. So are you all ready? Have you all got Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine? On 000, and then we will have a lovely little sing-song to that, including all of your names. That is the plan. Are you ready? We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Click play. There we go. Right. Okay, it's doing its thing. Right. It's playing. There we go. We're on about 10 seconds now. Here we go. It's kicking in. Here we go. Right, ready. If you can't hear it, you're just going to hear me a cappella doing it. Not a problem with that. Here we go. Right, ready. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, ooh yeah. Do 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 do. Ooh yeah. Steve G, Stephen Anderson, Annette Hall, Jenny Moe, and Kirsty Pugh. Da 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 da. Deborah Foster, Jenny Moe, Mark Warburton, Kirsty Pugh again. There we go. Of course, your names may repeat if you posted a lot. That's the way it goes. Mark Warburton, Heather Gillen, Andrew Deacon, Dawn Porteous. Come on, everybody, sing along. Here we go. Stephen Anderson, Andrew W, Heather Gillen, Jason Foles. Chorus time. Here we go. Kirsty Pugh, Lol Cartledge, Hazel Southern, Andrew Deacon, Matthew McManus, Warb 2121 Mark, Heather Gillen, Annette Hall, Andrew Jervis, Kezia Nicholas, Mark Warburton, yes! It's Stephen Anderson. Hazel Southern, Matthew McManus, Kirsty Pugh, Heather Gillian. I'm just going to repeat your names. If you post a lot, this is how it's going to go, I'm afraid. Here we go. Andrew W, David Harrison, Heiko Agala, Andrew Deacon, Chloe Hill. Andrew W, Hazel Southern, Mark Warburton, Stephen Andrew W, Lol Cartridge. It's just the same names again, but that's great. You're getting stuck in. Kirsty Pugh, Heiko, Agala, Andrew W, Kezia Nicholas, Chloe Hill, Jenny Moe, David Harrison. Come on, it's chorus time. Here we go. Matthew McManus, Mark Warburton. Oh, no, it's not that bit. Sorry. What's this bit of the song? I don't know this bit. Walking on Sunshine. That's right. There we go. I was like, Melissa. Oh, we go. Lol Cartledge, Mello Sullivan, Stephen Anderson, David Harrison, Peter Humphrey, Cooper. Yes. Poppy Burgess, Mark Warburton. Let's find some new names here. Becky Evans. Here we go. Tupac 100. Andrew Deacon. It's the nice quiet bit now. Here we go. Kezia Nicholas. Paul Arnold. Jeremy Gibson. Andrew W. Ryan Cooper. And Jovi, wife Haley. Janet Wilson. Paul Arnold and Jason Foles. And Poppy Burgess. You just post your name a lot there. That's great. That works for me. Burgess. David Waters. We nearly got to the end of the song. That's great. Zoe Young. Hello, my wife. There we go. That'll do. That's the end of the song because all the comments have run out. So we keep singing until the comments run out. And tonight, that's where they have. So that is, well, that was entertainment. Apparently, if you want to think of it as that. So thanks for that. I've lost the chat thing now. To see. There you go. Lovely. Well done for getting through that. Now, hey, everybody. It's nearly time for the phone-in. Now, if you've not joined us before, this is when I tell my phone is on. And if you have my phone number, you are welcome to give me a call, and then we'll have a chat. That's the way it goes. And it'd be a marvellous thing. So it's basically the first time I did one of these. It was for a Spring Harvest comedy gig, and the phone rang with a couple of friends who wanted to sort of annoy me. But then I thought afterwards, why be annoyed by this? Let's embrace the phone call. So if you would like to give us a call, I'm working on a way to actually get phone calls from people without giving my number out. So because some people want to get stuck in, but they haven't got the number. So I'm working on that. There must be some technology where you can dial in somehow without me publicising my number. It's a phone call. It's from Mark Warburton. There you go. You've heard him on the thing. Let's have a little listen. Here we go. Hello, Mark Warburton.
Hello, Paul Carenza.
Hello. Thank you for dialing in. That's very good of you.
Well, you mentioned me so many times in the song. I hope that was only right.
Well, I did. I mean, Poppy Burgess was the real one. They're just going Burgess. That is the way to do it, really, isn't it? You know. But well done for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Poppy. Shall I ring off and then Poppy can
That's
ring you
fine. I haven't got a number, so she hasn't got mine, I imagine. But I did make sure I sung your name on the chorus as well. I'm going to get that in properly, haven't we? So.
Well, yeah, I threw in the name of a colleague of mine, David Waters, which you kindly sang as well.
Indeed. Now, which actually, so I this is how I know you and have your number indeed, and David Waters' number as well. Is should you introduce what your job is, or we could even play What's My Line, but that would be maybe we'd be here for some time.
Okay, I work on the telly.
On the telly.
And, I work on a program that has been running for as long as Coronation Street. It's going to be 60 years old next year, and it's a 3-word title, and it involves Christianity and a lot of singing.
I'm going to guess that the last couple of clues there have probably given it away. If you didn't guess it already, it is, of course, Top Gear. Songs of Praise. That's right, Songs of Praise. And look at that. That was a beautiful sound that came in there. I don't know if that was one of the songs, but that was a marvellous thing. How long have you been singing and bringing songs of praise to our screens?
I sort of on and off since 1999, so that's quite a lot of years.
Wow, good work.
Yeah, so but I've done other bits in between, but that's been my sort of base camp for quite some time.
The guesses are now coming in saying songs of praise because of the minute delay, so they're finally catching up with that bit.
And this is weird because I've muted your screen, so I can see you about a minute in the past.
Yeah, that's a long time ago now. That's history. Yeah. That's history about that, isn't it? So songs. I mean, it must be a full-on job because that's on all the time. I mean, it can't be like a run of a series and then it stops, isn't it? Is it on all year, pretty much?
It's on 51 weeks out of 52 of the year.
51. Wow.
But yeah, back in the sort of 70s, they used to take a summer break, and then Thora Heard would come on and do Praise Be.
Oh yes.
Which was basically songs of praise by another name. But yeah, it's pretty much every week. So we can never have, like lots of TV productions that do a series and then they have their wrap party and they all finish and go home. We never have that. We never get off the Ferris wheel, so to speak.
We have 1 week off, clearly. 1 week of what happens in that 1 week? Where's that must be a crazy dark week of the year, clearly.
I think they run a repeat. It depends if it depends. It's normally the Wimbledon week, and it depends if the Wimbledon final overruns.
Well, not this year, by the looks of it, I imagine.
I guess not.
Which brings me to ask then. So, how in this current state of world climate that we're in, is your job? There's more church on the TV now, isn't there? Are you part of that? Are you bringing us the church, the weekly service, or how does that work?
Sort of, yeah. So it's the same base team, and yeah. So we're doing a thing on Sunday mornings at the minute called Sunday Worship, quite originally titled, and it's very simple, basic, pre-recorded acts of worship when the church buildings were still open, and we just did as many as we could. And it was from venues where we had done hymns at Songs of Praise before, so then they do a little talky bit for the service, and then we have hymns that, as it were, in Blue Peter style, have been prepared earlier.
Of course, yes. Yeah, so you can put those in from the previously recorded thing.
Yes.
And you must have had some people who weren't paying attention must have been going, well, how can they possibly be not socially distancing at this point, etc., etc.
Yes, the Twitter feed on Sundays is quite interesting. From people sort of saying that it's and somebody else, one person got into quite a sort of debate with his friend about it until his friend said, "Look, mate, the Queen Vic's just been full up. Have you ever heard of something being pre-recorded?"
Yes.
So at that point, that person did answer it for us. But we do try and be as nice as possible whenever we answer people on Twitter or Facebook.
I can imagine. And some people may not be quite up to speed with exactly how TV works necessarily, or what can be live and what's not. So there was a case a couple of weeks ago, wasn't there, of a comedy club who were putting out online a pre-recorded comedy show, and they called the police were called and stormed the venue, broke the door down because they thought a live comedy club was going on, because the police clearly hadn't heard of pre-recorded YouTube videos. So it's confusing times.
Yes.
Now, actually,
absolutely. I'm lost for words.
Yeah, indeed. So, well, I'll tell you what. While you are lost for words, I must thank you, because can I mention the book that you've sent me?
By all means, yeah.
Because I've got it here. In fact, you can see it's safely arrived. There it is. I presume it was in a similar condition when it left you. It's a very old book. BBC Yearbook.
I can't see it yet.
Oh, you won't see it. It'll be there in about 10 hours, the way this time lag goes. BBC Yearbook, 1933. Look at that. That's a bit of history in our hands there. Beautiful book. Beautiful. And as we mentioned previously, I won't go on ages because I'm a bit of a bore and obsessive when it comes to. There you go. There it is.
That is how it left.
That's good to know. That's good to know that the post haven't completely battered it, but it is a pretty ancient book now. Odd thing happened with this. I don't know if this is worth saying or not, but the address on the envelope was a few doors down from my actual house. So it was slightly, whether I gave you the wrong address or whether you've noted error, whichever is fine. But then it wasn't delivered to there. It was actually the postman delivered it to a different street, to a completely different house number, from a person who is in about 2 streets down from here, who messaged me on Facebook saying, "I've just been given a package for you. I don't know you at all, but I'm a comedian and you're a comedian, and I know your name from the comedy circuit. And we've got like 50 mutual friends, and he had he had your book basically. So the postman delivered it to the wrong place, but not even a near wrong place, but to a comedian nearby who I never knew lived nearby. So I've got to know a comedian 2 roads away. So thank you for bringing us together. It's a marvelous thing. So there you go.
I had no idea.
It's a weird story, isn't it?
I just got the Royal Mail tracking thing that said it had been delivered. So.
Well, it has, and it's now here, safe and sound. So I thank you for that. Hey, Mark, we should play a game. Would you like to play this week's game?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Now, previous weeks we've done weird noughts and crosses via the weird. There we go. We had the thing on the screen, and we've had Fine Bun Buns, which he's still here. He's still found. There he is. That's the Bun Buns, which you'll see in about a minute's time. They can see that now. Okay. So I thought this week we would do time lag charades. Because clearly, as has been demonstrated, there is a bit of a time lag on this video. So I will act out a thing for you. And in fact, commenters, chatty people, you can chat now with a suggestion, and I can act out your suggestion. And Mark, who is unable to see this for another minute, actually, we'll see how it goes, shall we? So I'll start acting out the first thing, and you see if you can guess it, or ideally predict what I'm going to do. So the first one. First one's quite easy, okay? So here we go. Okay.
Should I guess anyway? I don't know.
Well, you could guess. I'm holding up a number of fingers,
okay.
But you won't
1,
see it.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, 3. Yes, well done. Three fingers. There we go. And I just a little act out there what the medium is. That's the little box, little rectangle.
Theatre, sport.
It's
cinema.
The TV show. That's right. There we go.
3 words.
It's three words. Yep. Yeah. And the first word is this is acted out. Right?
It's TV.
It's a TV show. Yep.
It's a TV show.
Yep. So the first word is what I'm doing now, which you'll see in about 30 seconds from now because of the time delay.
It's still a TV show.
It's still a TV show, yeah. Because quite a long delay in this, isn't there? Quite a long.
Yeah. 3 words. Yeah. First word. Here we go. Oh, it's some kind of singing.
It's just some kind of singing. That's right. It's some kind of singing. What sort of singing? What sort of singing could it be?
Oh.
Yeah. Second word's a short word, yeah. And third word is sort of a bit of that if you spell it differently.
Yeah. Singing in the bath.
It's so close. It's so aggravatingly close. It's a show that you might know pretty well.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, it's Praise Be with Thor Ahern.
It's so close to Praise Be with Thor Ahern. Yeah. If only that were 3 words, then.
The second word is short.
It's a short second word. It's a really short second.
Songs of Praise.
Yes. There you go. That was. So worth it. So worth it. Thanks for that. Let's do another one because that worked really well. We'll do one more because there's been some suggestions. Oh, you can't. Don't look at the chat because you'll see what the suggestions are.
I'm going off full screen so I can't see the chat.
That's very handy. Right. Okay. So it's another one. Okay. And it's okay. There we go. It's that many words. There we go. It's a number of words. Yep. That many.
No, I've just seen that you've applauded my previous.
I did. That's how long ago this was. One day they'll get the technology to make this work even. Well, we're just blessed to have sound this week. So there we go. It's that many words.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 3. Well done. There we go. And I could do the whole thing is.
3 words.
It's this.
The time I got this short now.
Oh, wait, that's weird. How could it catch up? That's very odd. I'll sort of do the whole thing is this, right? The whole thing is what we're in now. But the first word is that. That's what I'm currently doing. In fact, I know you're not going to use props but I'm going to use props with the earphones. Right, there we go. Just doing a thing with the earphones.
First word, whole thing.
That's the first word. Yeah, that there.
You just scratched your ear then. I wasn't sure if you were doing a sound.
There we go. That's the first word, which you'll see shortly. Just go and run a bath or something in the meantime while you get things right. Oh, yes, tying or something.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, you're tying your headphones up. Is that a knot?
It is a knot. It's a knot. That's right. First word, knot.
Oh, it's a reef. It's a very good reef knot as well.
It's not bad. It's not bad, is it? It's not. It's not nothing to do with reef. Forget reef. It's the first word is knot.
Just knot.
Second word is how do you mind going? It's just going. It's just going, right? And the third word rhymes with
Not
spout.
Not going.
Yeah. It's the trickiest. It's not songs of praise.
Well?
Not. It is. Yes, it is. You're bang on. It is not going well. It's not going well.
Not going. So you're on the second word.
I'm afraid, Mark, you're out of time because the dog of destiny has finally approached us, which you'll see on the screen.
Out.
Not going out. There you go. He's got the correct answer. There you go. Well done, Mark. You win the Star Prize, which is a book that I'm now showing on the screen, which I will be sending to you in the next, when we next meet up, probably in a while. It's a BBC yearbook from 1933, and it's a fabulous read. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining us this week. The dog's appeared. You've seen the dog. There we go. Hello, the dog. Thank you. Well, I'll play you out. There you go. We wish you and all Warburtons well. Thank you for joining in, and thank you for bringing literal songs of praise in lowercase to the TV. And look at that. What now? Because of the tinniness of the phone, is that a harmonica? That sounded like a harmonica.
No, that's just a badly sounding piano.
It's a piano. Wow, great work. Great work. I would like to hear that being played on Songs of Praise next week. That's what I would like to hear. Thank you for joining us. We wish you well. Any final messages to the nation?
I just think I'll go now.
You just go now. That's just slink out quietly. That's marvellous. Thank you, Brad Paulson, Mark Warburton. Hooray, Mark Warburton. There you go. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Mark. There we go. That was Mark Warburton. Well, wasn't that good? And how are we doing with the thing? Time like your answer. We've done the phone call. A choice of stories. We will have a choice of stories, and then it's time to nearly go. Your choice of stories this week. There you go. Kirsty Pugh says, "Cute dog. What is dog's name?" The dog's name is Tilly. This is Tilly the dog. Hello, YouTube. Now, I did promise there may be a dog on the thing. If you look at the title thing, possibly a dog. I did say possibly a dog, and there is a dog. So, yeah, a choice of stories. Now, we've had a Bond rollover the last couple of weeks. You could have the story of when I met Bond, or you could have a story that's a little bit racy. Yeah, a little bit racy, a little bit RAC, a little bit. It's a story of when I needed the RAC. So, would you like Bond or RAC? This is your chance to comment now and choose a story, and then we will wrap all this up and pretend it never happened. While you're casting your votes for Bond versus RAC, I can tell you about my favourite roads. Would you like to hear about my favourite roads? Certainly. Well, if you're a band member, then your favourite roads are bound to be A1, A2, A1, 2, 3, 4. If you're a child, your favourite road is bound to be B418. See, B4, these are jokes, did you realise? If you love liberty in life and love the wind in your hair, the best road for you is B333. And if you want to know when I had dinner last night, then your best road is 820. 820. T. 820. And in fact, all the votes coming in Bond, it's mostly Bond, a couple of ROCs, mostly Bond, for goodness sake, says Hazel. It's been a while for the Bond thing, isn't it? I'll tell you, before the Bond, I will tell you the Bond. I actually once went out with a road. I went out with a motorway. It was M11. That was her name. And, M11, I remember, she said she'd take me to Cambridge and back, and all the things we saw, a bit of a blur, really. After a while, she asked if we could slow things down a little bit, and then stop altogether, actually. In fact, she needed some time alone, to rebuild. It was essential, she said, and I started to see other roads. Diverted me to Debden, Saffron Walden, Great Abington. I dodged Stansted and Bishop Stortford, but they were all great, but none like her. No, in fact, they led me astray, if anything. Eventually, I found my way back to M11. She'd resurfaced. But she'd changed. We carried on together for a while, but all good things must come to an end. And so, yes, we parted ways. When in fact, she ran out on me. Really, ultimately, I was on my way to King's Lynn. So that was a nice true tale about some of my love affair with Rhodes. But you have requested the Bond story. So let's have a little look at... Now, neither of those people are James Bond, you will notice. But this picture was taken as I met Bond, right? So I was doing the old pause for thought at Radio 2 Breakfast Show. There's the dog. And it was Back to the Future Day. So that is the day in 2015 is the future of the Back to the Future franchise, Back to the Future 2. So in 2015, so you might remember 5 years ago, it was like, wow, we are in the future. And Back to the Future Day came about in October the something, 15th. I should know this. I'm a fan. And I had the hoverboard, I had the Martin McFly outfit. And so I did my Pause for Thought Radio 2 Breakfast Show that day on about Back to the Future Day. Had all the kit, wore it on the train up to London, and Andrew Deacon says, paper salesman like the A4. Very nice, Andrew Deacon. I take that heckle a minute too late, but I like it very much indeed. And put the dog down now. Bye-bye, dog. There we go. Bye. Yes, so dressed as Martin McFly on the train up to a radio show on Back to the Future Day. And with all the crammed on, do you remember when you crammed in on trains? Do you remember those days? A couple months ago, and crammed in with all these like business people, and they're all in their suits, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm dressed like Martin McFly, and I'm getting weird looks, if I'm honest, because they're all looking at me like, where's your DeLorean, pal? And then of course I was like, well, I think you'll find that in the third film it was a time traveling train, and I'm on a train now, so now who looks stupid? Yeah, it's me, isn't it? It's me. That's right. So I did my Pause for Thought, and there's the picky with me and Chris, who was the host, of course, of the show at the time. And he said to me at 9:30, breakfast show finished, and he said to me, he said, if you want to stick around for 10 minutes, he said, in a minute, I'm doing a pre-record with Daniel Craig, because Skyfall was out like the next day. So Chris said, if you want to meet Daniel Craig, just kind of be slow to leave Radio 2, and you might bump into him. So I sat down on the sofa in the green room area outside of the studio there, and yeah, sure enough, about 5 minutes later, in walks Daniel Craig, and it's a very small sort of sofa area at Radio 2. In fact, this sofa is twice as big as the Radio 2 sofa. It's a very small little pocket. It's not like Broadcasting House. It's this tiny little sort of office block really next door. Tiny little sofa. So it's me sat on there, dressed as Martin McFly. And right next to me, there's Daniel Craig, if I'm honest, not dressed as Bond. He'd not made the effort. And it was a bit weird. And I thought, I better say something, because he looked at me, and I looked at him, and basically, I sort of said to him, "Sorry, I've got the wrong franchise." Thinking he's Bond, I'm dressed as for Back to the Future, and he looked me up and down, and he just said, "Yeah, because you really look a lot like Michael J. Fox, don't you?" And that was it. I was expecting a pithy James Bond-like response, but I forget that he gets writers. He has writers on the film, doesn't he? When he's left to his own devices, he just gives you a little demeaning mark about how you don't look a lot like Michael J. Fox. And then he sort of waited 5 minutes, and I sat there going, oh, okay. Well, to be honest, I was thinking, to be honest, Daniel, we didn't think you looked a lot like Bond when you started. Everyone was going, he's a bit short and he's a bit blonde. But fair play, we took you as we found you, and we liked you in the end. That was in my head, didn't say it out loud. After about 5 minutes, he turned to me and said, oh, I see. Yeah, it's Back to the Future Day, isn't it? Yeah, it's the day from the films. And I went, yeah, it is. And he walked and got interviewed by Chris, and I went home a bit confused. In fact, no, I went straight for a coffee with my friend Vicky, who I think was watching. She saw the first one of these, and she, I don't know if she's here now. Hello, Vicky, if you're there. And I turned up dressed as Martin McFly, and I said, I just met Bond like this, and told her this story, which it doesn't really have an ending. So there you go. That's my Bond story. Worth the rollover, potentially. I don't know. That's been 3 weeks rating. So the RAC story gets rolled over to next week when we will be on Facebook Live. We're back on YouTube Live in 2 weeks. We'll be on Facebook Live next week. So if you want to find us, facebook.com/Paul.Carenza. That's my page over there. It's on there. It's not my profile page. It's on the Paul Carenza page, which has all the gigs and all that sort of stuff there. So find us on Facebook Live next week. If you don't do Facebook, you are a YouTube type person. We'll be back here in 2 weeks. A fortnightly YouTube show, a fortnightly Facebook Live show, but on one or the other every week indeed. We haven't really got time for the Q&A. Oh, it's home time basically. I have got time to mention, if you are interested and are willing and able and fancy dropping us a tip, the PayPal thing is called paypal.me/Paul Carenza. You don't have to. This is a free thing. If you would normally go out for a show, and if you are fortunate enough to still have employment, then and you fancy it, then obviously the gigs have all cancelled. So this is my job now. PayPal.me/Paul Carenza brings you to the thing. If you are willing to tick the thing that just says, or don't tick the thing that says, is this a good or a service? Because this isn't a good or a service, and also they'll charge me about 10% extra. They'll charge me a commission for those things because that's meant to be business things. This is a bit of fun. Is this a business? I mean, you tell me. I don't know about that. Show business. Maybe there's not more emphasis on the show than the business. Anyway, so if you fancy doing not ticking the thing that says it's a good or service, paypal.me/Paul Carenza is one thing. But also, I know some people said they didn't really like PayPal or they hadn't used it in the past and didn't get on with it. So I heard about this other thing that a lot of creative people do it's called Ko-fi. I'm holding my hand there so that you can see it. No, holding my hand there so you can see it. Ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com. And the idea is it's for basically buying a creative person a coffee. So it's like tipping the price of a cup of coffee. Although, if I'm honest, I can't go out and buy a coffee at the minute. All the coffee's made from the kettle over there at the minute. Do you remember Costa, Starbucks? Oh, looking forward to those again. Anyway, so there's the things. No pressure. It's there if you want to. You don't have to. If you buy a book, by all means, I have books available. Or the best thing you do, just subscribe. Tell your friends. That'd be a marvellous thing. And say, come back. Next week will be Facebook Live. Week after YouTube Live. You tell them to come to whichever you fancy. But the details are there if you so wish. Otherwise, I think we're about done. So it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Christopher Walkin and Tolkien. And I think we've ticked everything off the list. Any final questions? Any final suggestions? I don't think there probably are there? So Andrew W. says, you could have asked him if he wanted a cuppa, told him that your name was Bond, Brooke Bond. That would have worked. Hazel says, is he short? He is was short. I think he's about 5'8", 5'9", something like that. But I'm not heightist. I accept every Bond as I find them. Absolutely fine. Anyway, God bless you. I wish you well wherever you are and however you be and whatever your week holds and whatever your week has held. Stay safe, marvellous, stay in, stay brilliant, stay marvellous, and find us on Twitter and Facebook and all these things. Tell your friends, and an applause for you for coming along here to PK's Lockdown Live. I wish you a marvellous week. Thank you and take care. Goodbye.